Me Grimlock, not podcaster. Me Grimlock King.
Cliff Jumper, commence countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, ToyCast. Oh, yes. Listening to the only toy podcast you will ever need.
This is ToyCast, and this is episode 96. This is, through episode 96 and to 99, we're going to go back to the original format of ToyCast, where a bunch of friends or a bunch of strangers crowd around a microphone and talk about toys that they have in their collection. And of course, I am TFG1 Mike from the Geeks Radio Network, and joining me is that unique toy collector, Mr. Jason Devall. Hello, sir.
Hey, what episode is this?
96.
Shut
Shut up. Don't reverse the numbers. Go away.
Sorry.
And of course, you also have the guy who lives his life in plastic, Mr. David Draper. Hello, sir.
Hello.
I like those intros. I'm going to start stealing those, Mike. I'll give you credit, but I'm going to start stealing
subtle,
those.
by the way. The little sort of little nod towards life in plastic. Subtle there.
Yes. Well, that's because I want it to come back, damn it.
Wait. The real life in plastic.
Well,
there's a logo.
Mr. Dave Draper, who lives his life... it doesn't... No, yes, the title of the segment, yes, the real life in plastic, but as an intro, that doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Lives his real life in plastic. Does Dave have a fake life that we don't know about?
Dude, if I came over and Dave was in a plastic fetish suit all the time, I don't know what I'd do.
No, I don't like plastic.
No,
I don't like plastic. I don't like rubber either. It's sticky and it smells.
Dave's more of a leather guy.
I'm more of a leather guy.
Oh boy. So what?
I told you it's episode 96. See?
Yeah, there you go.
See?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, ToyCast episode 69, I believe, was most...
Jesus God.
Sorry, I'm immature.
ToyCast episode 69, if I remember correctly, I'd have to go back and look at it, but I think it was titled The Most Inappropriate Transformers Ever.
Yeah, I love it.
Because there was a video, from a guy that I don't watch anymore, his name TJ Omega, and he did a top 5 most inappropriate Transformers ever video, and there was one of them where I think his number 1 was like Supreme Cheetor, and at the end of the video, he had Supreme Cheetor jerking off to Black Arachnia.
Nice.
Because the Supreme Cheetor hand can do that smacking motion where you're smacking your stomach.
Ah, the Tarzan thing.
Yes. You remember that toy, Mike, by any chance? It was a Trendmaster's toy.
Trendmaster. Well, was it Trendmaster's? It was for the Disney movie.
Oh, it was for the Disney movie. That's right. That's right. And it yelled, but his hand was down by his crotch. And you push the button, and he'd raise his hand and put his head back and yell.
I do remember
but then he
that toy, sadly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, that didn't stay on shelves very long.
No.
The funniest thing is, there have been 2 movies my entire lifetime that I would always go to stores to watch them as a kid. My mom we would always go to the mall, but every time she would go into JCPenney, because this was back, I haven't been into a JCPenney in like at least 10, 15 years, but back in the 80s, JCPenney would have like a small technology department or TV department and entertainment department.
It was a department store.
Yeah.
Right. And, they would have a department for that. And every time we went in there, they were playing Batman 89. Every single time. So when my mom wanted to go look at flowery patterns, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go sit over here and watch Batman.
Is that back when was it a Sam Goody store inside of JCPenney's?
No.
Okay.
This was just a department like any other department in JCPenney.
Gotcha. That was before then. Sorry.
Yes, and then And then the other movie that I did that with was actually when I was living in Mississippi. At this point, I was, oh God, when did Tarzan come out? 99, right?
Something like that.
99, 2000. Yeah, it was somewhere around.
Yeah, it was 99. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like November, December 99. And I remember I got into a fight with my ex-girlfriend. I got into a fight with her. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go over here to the little mall. And the little mall, for I don't know, for some weird reason, had a Sears in it. I just sat there for hours rewatching Tarzan until I wasn't mad anymore. It was so funny. Yes, I know I'm weird.
That's weird that Tarzan makes you unangry. I'll have to remember that.
Well, at the time, it was 1999, and the world was going to end because of the Y2K bug. Yeah, no, I haven't watched.
Break the walls down.
Anyway.
Sorry, that's Y2J. Sorry.
Oh God, let's not get into that.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's not go there. Actually, it's funny. This is completely off tangent and off topic and whatever else, but by now, people who listen to ToyCast and listen to Geekcast Radio Network know that I go off tangent. And the funniest thing is, and I mean to tell you this, Jason, I watched, oh God, which one was it? It was one of the, I don't think it's on Netflix anymore, but it was one of the DX specials that they had on Netflix for Degeneration X.
Right.
And every time I would hear Shawn Michaels, I'm like, Jason sounds just like him. What the hell? Like when
I don't
you
know,
get
because
mad,
Shawn is
really
gravelly.
mad, you sound a lot like Shawn Michaels.
Well, let me tell you something, Triple H. That sound nothing like Shawn Michaels.
All right, so we are here to go back to the classic format of ToyCast, and how this is going to work is Jason has picked out a toy, and he's going to talk about it, and then Dave has also picked out a toy from the toy crypt of Dave Draper, and we're just going to have a fashion discussion.
My toy takes batteries.
Good for you. Are we done with the wrestling stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's episode 96, and my toy takes batteries. Wow.
I like mopey, pissed off Jason better.
I don't think anyone's going to get the joke, dude.
Damn it. Am I the only one with ADD that
I got it. I
numbers?
just want to give it back.
Fair enough.
I just hope
All right, Jason, what did you pick out to talk about?
You know, I've had this strange, unique, and probably disturbing fascination with talking toys of the 80s. Not just any talking toys, like licensed toys. I mean, we're talking about Worlds of Wonder, Coleco, Ideal. They released all three of those companies released a number of talking toys, such as Alf, based on the TV series. They released a Fievel Mouskowitz and a cooler from both American Tail and Pound Puppies, respectively. Worlds of Wonder did, of course, Teddy Ruxpin and Grubby. They also did a Mother Goose and a Hector the Ugly Duckling, but as well as Mickey Mouse and Goofy and a Snoopy. My favorite, though, out of all those that I own, which I've completed the collection of those licensed toys from the 80s that talk via a cassette tape. For those of you who don't know what a cassette tape is, those were very interesting little pieces of plastic with magnetic tape in them that you would put in a cassette player, and they would play songs. Did I explain that okay?
Yeah, it's like a CD. It's like an MP3, only not.
Yeah, only not.
It's like an analog MP3.
Yeah, that's right. My favorite out of all of those, the ones I've collected, were a trio released from Ideal based on the Sesame Street characters of Big Bird, Cookie Monster, and Oscar the Grouch. And to me, I think that is, while not probably as well made as some of the Worlds of Wonder stuff, to me, and I think Dave would agree because Dave's seen these, is that they're the most fascinating out of all of those talkers.
To watch them go, yeah, they do a lot. Because especially Cookie Monster and Oscar do stuff other than just talk.
Yes.
I mean, they all interact and they move, and it really is kind of fascinating to watch them go.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, Big Bird is Big Bird. He's a very big. He's about 14 and a half inches tall. Very, very big creation. That comes with his nest, as he said in Sesame Street, and he just sits in the nest. And of course, on the back, you lift up his butt, but literally, he's got a butt flap. You lift it up, and underneath there is the cassette player, as well as the stereo outputs, which you're able to connect the other two characters with. And of course, he runs on cassette player. His eyes move, his mouth moves. He talks in conjunction with the sound on the tape. But it's when you start connecting Cookie Monster and Oscar the Grouch to him that you really start to expand the play value and the entertainment value of these characters, because as Dave said, Oscar and Cookie do so much more than just talk. When Big Bird is talking, for instance, Cookie Monster may sit there and they actually created googly eyes on the animatronic. So at interval times, Cookie Monster's eyes will Google. They'll just roll, and you'll be like, "Oh my god!" And then he'll talk, and while he talks, his eyes are googling. Oscar the Grouch actually rises up and down out of his garbage can. And as he comes up and down, of course, the speaker is located within Oscar. And as he comes up and goes down, the sound becomes either clear or muted depending on how far down in the garbage can he is. So it kind of sounds tinny. And he, of course, moves his mouth. And to me, that's just, there's some of the more fascinating talking toys that I've ever purchased and ever collected. And the first time that I set them up, once I had them all together and working and played them for Dave, if I would have had a video camera that night, I would put that up on YouTube and it would have got 1 million hits, because I have never seen such pure unbridled joy out of Dave Draper's face than I saw that night. He just lit up like a little 4-year-old and was just like, "Oh my God," laughing and just loving it. It was the moment that really got me is Big Bird, because first of all, you have to understand that at the time he only had the one tape. Yes. And he had gotten Oscar, and Oscar wasn't working right, and he was messing with it. And as he was trying to get it to work, we were playing this tape over and over and over. And I mean, so that I ended up kind of knowing every beat of this tape. And he finally got Oscar to work, so they were just demonstrating it for me. And so Big Bird's kind of talking, and I'm kind of, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, just randomly, Oscar peeks out of his can. Yeah, it's not even his cue yet. I mean, he doesn't talk for another couple minutes or whatever. Yeah. But he just peeks out of the can hello, and he's like, "Whoa." Yeah, Dave was taking it back. That was cool. That was funny. Then Cookie Monster starts rolling his eyes, and Dave lost his shit.
The thing about these three, as you said, Jason, is they are a set. They're not sold as a set, but they are essentially a set because they all connect and they all interact with the same story, or whatever story that has those three characters in it. And that's not just a regular talking toy. That's a set of talking toys that interact with each other, and that's just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and what's funny is that there are only, I think, 7 or 8 tapes out of the entire Story Magic Big Bird collection that actually involve all three characters, and the rest of them are all just solo Big Bird stories. But in the end, I'm like, why the hell would you just want to watch Big Bird? I want to watch all three of them go at it. This is entertaining. To me, that was fascinating. That was what was entertaining. And you kind of saw that as other companies started to follow Teddy Ruxpin's meteoric rise to fame in the early 80s, is that pretty much all the tapes that came out for Teddy Ruxpin, you could hook Grubby up to Teddy, and pretty much everything that came out, Grubby was involved in those stories in one form or another, whether he was helping Teddy sing a song or whether he had a major part in the story. As you started to go farther and farther into it, like Mother Goose and Hector, I think there's only maybe 5 tapes that involve Hector, and everything else is all straight Mother Goose. Snoopy, we never got a Charlie Brown. There was supposed to be a Charlie Brown, but everything in Snoopy, the one tape that I have for Snoopy, and again, I only have one tape for Snoopy, but it's literally one of those things where I've heard it so many times, and Snoopy maybe has 20% of the dialogue in that tape. So most of the time, it's just you watching Snoopy do nothing, and you're like, "Oh well, this is fucking fun."
No wonder that didn't catch on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you would think that you would have some way to have a Woodstock with Snoopy as an accessory.
There is a Woodstock. There's a Woodstock that is with Snoopy. He doesn't hook up. He has a plush toy that you squeeze his sides, and he squeaks. So he opens his mouth, his wings flap, and he squeaks. So he does the little Woodstock squeak when you squeeze him. That was as far as they got. That Snoopy came out towards the end of Worlds of Wonder's meteoric rise and crash and burn, and that was the last thing they brought out, and it just didn't sell. So the prototypes of Charlie Brown that exist are now in private collections, and unfortunately that never came out. They had planned to do they were going to do a series of Muppet Babies dolls that actually interacted wirelessly via a treasure chest, as the chest in Nanny's nursery in the animated series would contain the tape deck and the antenna and everything. and then Kermit, Fozzie, Gonzo, Piggy, and Ralph all interacted wirelessly to the story. So they would all interact and talk wirelessly, from this treasure chest. And that never happened. That was the last thing that they were going to do. And some of the books and tapes made it out, but those toys never made it to production. And it's kind of sad because it's like, there was a lot of cool stuff that could have come out. And in this, in the years past, we've gotten a lot of attempts to either restart Teddy Ruxpin or other talking toys like TJ Berry Tales and Yano and all these other interesting talking toys that just never take off because the price points are too high and nobody gives a shit anymore.
Yeah, you're talking about the Snoopy one. The only thing I can flash to, I think it's a Charlie Brown Christmas, but I don't remember, is when in the special he licks Lucy and she's like, get some hot water, get some disinfectant, dog lips.
Well, what's funny is that toy is the first time Snoopy ever spoke. And do you know who the voice actor was that actually voices Snoopy for those books?
No.
Cam Clark.
Oh, wow.
Who's the voice of Leonardo. And if you listen to Snoopy, you can hear it and you're like, holy shit, Leonardo is Snoopy. That's creepy as hell.
That's kind of awesome.
Dave, what toy did you bring for show and tell today?
Well, since somebody else reviewed this for our website, I thought I would talk about a new addition in my collection that I kind of fell in love with and gave me a little bit of a taste for the high life, dangerous taste.
Yes.
Speaking of the '89 Batman movie, my toy is the Hot Toys Jack Nicholson Joker figure, which is a gorgeous, just amazing. I mean, this thing, because of Life in Plastic and the predecessors before that, I've taken pictures of toys for 10, 12 years.
Yeah, a long time.
And this and the Batman, I took pictures of, and it was like, you look at the pictures, and they're not pictures of toys; they're pictures of
humans.
They look like people. They look human.
You're like, do you have Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson from the '89 locked up in your basement?
I know, and it's just the paint jobs are amazing because the way they do it is it's not, his face isn't white; it's like a face with white makeup.
Yeah. And
with Batman, they've got his cowl, which is black, and then there are the little areas around his eyes where he's got makeup. And if you look, it looks like there's Caucasian skin with makeup on it. So there's just a little hint of skin showing through. The attention to detail on these things is just mind blowing. And he comes with all kinds of cool stuff.
Accessories, yeah.
Comes with his little chattering teeth for when Batman punches him in the mouth. Comes with his gas mask and his little thing to activate his balloons and his microphone and another little thing, the little radio to call for the helicopter, a bunch of different hands. He comes with 2 guns. He comes with the long gun that pulls out of his pants, and then he comes with, because he shortens it in the film, where they can't really do that in the toy form, so they have a shortened version with the little bang.
Right. Yeah.
And then he comes with a different coat. Although, one warning that I have to give is when I switched coats because I wanted the long coat, and the fabric on the shirt, the undershirt, tore a little at the seam. Because they're cool, they're amazing, they're gorgeous, they are not toys. They are collectibles, and they are not designed to be handled, with any kind of real force or vigor, because they will break on you. They will break, they will tear.
And that'll be $250 down the drain.
$250, yeah. Well, that was my concern about Batman, was because I've heard that some of the earlier ones used rubber suits, which are already starting to rot. And the Keaton one has a weird kind of, I swear to God, I think it's the same material as my Crocs. It's that sort of foamy plastic. So he's hard to pose, but he looks fantastic. And my one knock on this figure, which is an inside baseball nerd thing, is he comes with a bunch of money. Because he does the,
he throws the money,
money. Me? Yeah. I'm giving away free cash. And where is the Batman? He's at home. Washing his tights. But in the he's got a bunch of dollar bills, but in the comic adaptation of the and in the I think in the novelization, they're fake, they're counterfeit, and it's actually his face on them, and that actually goes back to an earlier line of the film where they ask him what he wants, and he goes, "My face on the $1 bill." Yeah. But the Hot Toys that give them like actual fake money, like the fake bills that come with them are based on real money, not the ones that they're based on.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, I was a little disappointed because I was like, I would have given it like full A+ marks if they had actually gone to that level of detail, but they didn't. They just, because I think they just reused the money that came with the other Dark Knight Joker figure, and probably some other figures too that have wads of cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing with, reuse of parts or accessories like that. And plus, you really can, I would say that you wouldn't be able to give the overall package of the Hot Toys Joker a full A+, but for the figure itself, you have to give that an A+.
Oh, no. That would have been like bonus points. I mean, you can't not. This thing is an A++ toy, or an A++ item. It is gorgeous. It is amazing.
Yeah.
Every little detail is perfect. It's got so much cool stuff. It's got multiple hands, which are a little bit of a pain in the ass to get in and out.
Yeah, because you have to pull the hands out.
You got to pull the hands out. He's got a bodysuit. He's got a white bodysuit underneath, like a white spandex bodysuit.
Well, with the Joker though, are the pegs a separate part too?
The pegs are a separate part too. They pop out.
Yep.
The little barbells. Yeah, they'll pop out.
Yeah.
So, but it's just, I mean, it's one of those things. Like I have avoided. Generally, I collect kind of mainstream stuff. You can walk into any brick and mortar store.
6-inch, 3 3/4 inch.
Yeah, well, 6-inch, 3 3/4 inch, because I collect. I mean, it is connected to my childhood. It is. There's that sense of I'm collecting stuff that either, well, at this point, the new stuff would have been stuff that I would have liked as a kid. It's a continuation. It's the Star Wars figures. It's the G.I. Joes. It's the stuff that I would have collected as a kid. That's why I like everything to be 3 3/4 inches. I like everything to connect, so I can all, put them all together on my U.S. flag and have them all interact, and but it's very sort of mass market. So I really haven't done like the schmancy high end stuff, and oh boy, boy, that was that Joker and that Batman were just a 1-2 punch of like, I have tasted the high life.
Yeah,
and I like it.
And then of course
the other thing is it comes with, I can't remember what they're called, the ape system or something.
Piers.
You like the back of the head comes off. It's held with magnets. And it's got a little lever, and you can move the eyes. The eyes are separate pieces, and they're like a glassy plastic, and they catch the light.
Yeah,
and you can move them. So like he can look left, he can look right. I got a really great, super fucking creepy, like where he's like sort of like just half rolled up into his head, so he's kind of like looking up at you.
Yeah,
I mean, just amazing, especially for Batman. It's especially useful because if he's looking straight on, because of the mask, he gets kind of this weird cross-eyed thing. So, like, you can kind of move him left or right.
Yeah.
He looks better. But just, I mean, really, and the reason that I bit with these is because I love the '89 Batman film. That is my favorite Batman film.
Yeah, you have a connection to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. That was the year that I graduated high school because I'm old, and that was sort of my last hurrah. I went with my best friend, John Gottschall. I just graduated. I was going off to college. We went to the Esquire Theater. There was a huge line. It was opening night.
They had the windows painted with Batman symbols.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where it was, because there's been only a few experiences, and I wish there had been more, where like you see something opening night with the crowd. I saw Star Trek 4 with the crowd.
Yeah.
And Batman was with the crowd because there's that whole opening sequence, and at the time you had no idea what the fuck you were looking at. Everyone's like, oh, it's the Batcave. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. And then it pulls back, and it's like a big granite bat symbol. And 300 people went, oh, at the same damn time. And it was like just the coolest experience. And I had the soundtrack, and I was playing that in my dorm room for my whole freshman year. We quoted that damn movie. I know almost every Joker quote by heart. I mean, if I'd done the review, like 90%. Would have been,
quotes.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence? Yeah. I mean, I love that film. And unfortunately, because I was in college at the time, partly unfortunately because I was in college at the time, I wasn't buying toys, because, I won't say it. I was a college student and I was poor. So I wasn't buying toys. And of course, going back, the toys that Toy Biz put out were kind of crappy.
Yes.
I mean, they were just basically recycled, badly recycled superpowers models. And then
the only toys from Toy Biz that anyone really wanted was the Batmobile, Batman, Joker, and Bob. Everybody wanted Bob.
Wait. No, nobody wanted Bob.
Everybody wanted Bob the Goon. What the hell is wrong with you?
He's the one everybody wants now.
Yeah.
Dude, when...
I would have wanted Bob. I would have wanted Bob because Bob was Tracy Walker.
That's right.
And I had a friend who kind of looked like Tracy Walker.
When those toys came out, our Venture store, if anyone remembers Venture stores, Dave and I do, was still open here in town. And those toys, they had a huge section of those toys at Ventures. And the thing was, the only toy you could find at Ventures when those toys came out was pegs and pegs full of Bob the Goon. That was
so what you're saying is Bob the Goon is to Batman at that time as what Bumblebee is to Transformers fans now.
Yes, but the thing is now everybody wants Bob the Goon, and he is one of the most expensive figures out of that line, which is fascinating because the fact
No, that's always how it goes. Though it's always a figure that doesn't sell well because that gets dumped and nobody has it.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, I want that figure, and then suddenly it's like, well, there's not a lot of those out there anymore, and it's like, how can that be? These weren't the pegs everywhere, you know?
Because, I mean, that's like that with Power of the Force, the original Power of the Force. There were dump bins at KB Toys.
Yes, there were.
You know, or Circus World, whatever the hell that store was.
It was KB Toys. Circus World had been long gone.
Really? By 85?
Yeah. Well, no, Circus World, in our mall, Circus World and KB were right above and below one another. Yeah. One was upstairs and the other one was right below it downstairs.
But point being that there weren't really a lot of really good toys from that movie to collect.
No.
Right. And so when Hot Toys came along and said they're going to do the Joker, I was like, oh, sweet, because I love that Joker. And then they said Batman. I'm like, oh, crap.
And then they said Batmobile.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Dave needs a new fridge and chair.
Yeah, Dave I don't think I was, and apparently Carrie will beat me up if I.
Oh yeah, no, Carrie's.
Because apparently Jason likes to use me as an excuse for shit.
Yeah.
So apparently now I've got a spending limit because if I spend over that, Carrie and go, well, but Dave bought this.
I have to until I can get some stuff. Damn it.
So now I'm being told that I can't buy stuff
by my wife.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Oh shit.
Of course, it's a lot easier for me to sneak stuff into that.
That's true.
If I really wanted, and this isn't just me saying, this isn't me saying that the Hot Toy stuff is fucking amazing. It is, as Dave just pointed out, every little piece is its own piece.
I have all the original Iron Man armor that was released for the first movie, and they're spectacular.
If I wanted one of if I had the money and I could only get one of either Batman, Joker, or the Batmobile, for me personally, it would have to be the Batmobile. Because as a kid, in 89 or 90 or whenever the original Toy Biz Toys came out.
Yeah, 89.
I just absolutely loved the Batmobile in the movie, and I loved the friggin' toy. It took me a week of good behavior to get the toy, sadly. I've told this story before. We're in the mall, and I don't know, I was going off on my mom about something, and I'm like, well, can we go to the toy store to get this Batmobile, blah, 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 and we ended up going home without the damn thing. So a week later, she finally got it for me, and I just absolutely love that 89 Batmobile from the Toy Biz line with the shield and everything else. I took that car everywhere we went. And if I was going to pick a Hot Toys version of one of those, figures or toys or whatever from the 89 line, it would have to be the vehicle. It would have to be the Batmobile because that thing was just so friggin' awesome. And the Hot Toys version, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, but keep in mind that that's a little unfair because it's like the Batmobiles as much as the other two figures combined.
Yeah.
Well, right. No, I know, but that's not. But what I'm saying is I get what
you're saying. I'm just and for me, it was also I have a collection of the various 5-inch Batmobiles that have been, or the 5-inch scale Batmobiles, animated series, Batman Forever, Superpowers, and then I have the 89 one with the shield. We got that at a flea market.
At a flea market, yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of have a bunch of Batmobiles already, and it's just, Like, that thing's got to be like 5 feet long. I mean, it's I don't know where I would put it.
Yeah, it's big. That's the problem I'm running into as we get closer and closer to completing Mattel's Voltron. It's like, where am I going to put that? Because we're 2 lines away, and I'm like, I got no room.
Oh yeah, hopefully I got the helicarrier inbound from Comic-Con.
Yeah,
I don't know where it's going.
Where the hell that's going to go.
I think Maria Hill might get put on the flag, and then the helicopter gets put in the closet of shame.
We should double team that review.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, so we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back to kind of close the show, do some more general chat and everything else. So we'll be back after this.
You can now hear the Geekcast Radio Network while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher is a free-use and talk mobile app available for your smartphone. And when you download Stitcher to hear Geekcast Radio, you'll have a chance to win money. Downloading is quick and easy. Just find Stitcher in the App Store. During registration, hit the promo code box and enter Geekcast Radio, all one word, to get automatically entered to win $100. The latest episodes of the shows will be waiting for you in your favorites. You'll get access to lots of other amazing shows too. Always available to you on demand, no syncing. It's Stitcher Smart Radio. Don't forget to enter promo code Geekcast Radio when you register.
Beyond good, beyond evil, beyond your wildest imagination.
Are you ready to have your dreams worked on? That's right, Beyonders Season 2 of ToonCast Beyond is coming soon, and we will be talking all kinds of films from DreamWorks Animation. We'll have plenty of DeLorean Time episodes as well, so tune in August 1st, 2012, as TFU and Mike, Optimus Solo, Steve Megatron, JT from Saskatoon, Sketch 1984, and more bring you the next season of ToonCast Beyond. You can find us in iTunes and on GeekCastRadio.com.
In the morning, I'm making waffles.
Donkey, shut up and leave me alone!
Movie Week in Review is the Geekcast Radio Network's weekly movie podcast. Steve and Mike take a look back on their favorite films and give you their thoughts. They also bring in co-hosts at times. If you are a movie buff, listen to M-Wire, only on GeekCastRadio.com.
So there you go, we are back here on ToyCast, and Thundercats was a quick revival, wasn't it?
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll find out if there's any Thundercats news coming. I mean, if we'll know by now by the time this airs. But
we know by now. But the thing about Thundercats is that it was great in the 80s. I liked the cartoon for what it was. The whole thing of and it was my understanding that the upfronts are just more or so to just tell people, hey, you might already know this, but in case you didn't. But at the Cartoon Network upfronts, they didn't announce anything about Thundercats.
No, that was the thing. Is people were like, well, they don't announce returning shows at the upfronts. I'm like, you people have no idea how these upfronts work. I'm like, the upfronts are their goal to show their advertisers what their entire schedule for the fall is going to be like, so they can sign advertisers up, and that includes returning shows. Two of the shows that didn't show, which if you look at the upfronts they showed for Cartoon Network, Mad TV was on there. Robot Chit, all the stuff that is returning was there because they want advertisers to buy into it. What's New Scooby-Doo wasn't on there, or whatever that Scooby-Doo show's called. I can't think of what it's called. Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. wasn't on there, and Thundercats wasn't announced, and everyone was like, what the fuck? They're like, well, maybe, they don't announce, like I said, maybe they don't announce the new, the returning shows. Well, no, Looney Tunes was on there because that's a big show for Cartoon Network.
I assume Clone Wars and Adventure Time are on
there. Clone Wars and Adventure Time, I mean, But
I'm sure regular show was on there too.
Regular show was on there. I mean, that's just, Thundercats is gone. It's gone again. It was mishandled. Hasbro had the license before Bandai. Hasbro should have just kept the fucking license, and instead, to my knowledge, they basically let the license lapse. And we know Hasbro had the license because the Thundercats head I normally wear has a sticker on it that says copyright 2008. Hasbro Incorporated. So it's like, okay, well, why didn't you guys do anything with this other than clothing?
Honestly, I wonder if Hasbro just didn't have too much on its plate and didn't want to do something that had no support.
Well, they got open space now. They got
Oh, that's a low blow.
Not a low blow. It's
and I'm sure in
truth.
2008 they were going, if this first G.I. Joe movie works out and we get a second one, there could be a chance that the first time in the history of cinema, the movie is pulled and pushed back like a month before it's released. They could really screw us over. Yeah, so we should keep this Thundercats thing and keep that on the back burner, just in case the sequel to the movie that hasn't come out yet gets fucked over by Paramount.
That's funny too, because we, both of us are movie fans. I know Mike is a movie fan as well.
I'm a movie fan as well,
and it's just fascinating to me that a studio that has spent upwards of, let's see, that movie cost $100 million budget.
Like that,
They spent another $45 to $50 million in advertising, which is the norm for any big budget studio release. About 45 to $50 million worldwide for advertising. They're going to have to turn around in March and spend another January and spend another $45 to $50 million to re-advertise that movie with a new release date. It's like, is putting this film in 3D just to give Channing Tatum more screen time really worth all this extra money that you're going to pump into it? That this movie probably will never see black. It probably will never see black. At least with Battleship is pretty much in the black. It's made all of its money back with foreign releases, even though it bombed here in the States. Overseas, it made a shit ton of money. And I think the really tragic thing and the big misstep of this whole thing is, yes, you hear that there were bad test screenings. Like nerds like us who are into the internet and following this closely heard there were bad test screenings. But the buzz based on those trailers was incredible. People were really excited, and it would have had a big opening weekend. Yeah.
And now it's like,
I was super excited, and when I first saw Rise of Cobra, I fucking hated it. It wasn't until like last year when USA Network started rerunning
all the time.
The last 3 months of 2012, since May or so, last 3 or 4 months, USA Network spent like 4 weekends in a row rerunning that movie over and over and over again. And on rewatches, I've come to enjoy a little bit of what Rise of Cobra is, but at the same time, come on, Sigma 6 battle suits, give me a fucking break.
Well, first of all, they weren't Sigma 6. They were Delta 6. It always irritated me because it's such a small thing that they could have thrown out to the fans. But here's my take on it is, as a G.I. Joe movie, I hate it. As an action-adventure movie, it's actually kind of fun. Yeah. I mean, if you can just divorce yourself from those characters, the problem is, like, I have very, I joke, end quote, about having a Baroness fetish. But, and I like, Destro's my favorite character. Snake Eyes, all these characters, like, the fans had an attachment to them, and they just sort of went, in a different. Tommy from Third Rock. Yeah. I'm sorry. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a good actor. I like him. He's not Cobra Commander.
He had no
never be Cobra
in that
Commander.
Role. I mean, I see why they cast him. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it. But Tommy from Third Rock, who ends up as Cobra Commander or the Doctor, actually was Duke's friend, his best friend, who Duke, of course, was going to marry his sister, who becomes the Baroness. So you can see why they cast him, because in the flashbacks, he fit that role.
They wanted him to be younger because he's that age. Yeah.
Yeah, but then when he becomes the Doctor, you're like, oh well, everything that you tried to do with this flashback with that role gets thrown out the window because we don't care because it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, it's not Cobra Commander. And then the final mask was stupid. I mean, I know that's a petty thing.
Yeah, the final mask friggin' sucks.
But I know it sounds petty, but then you see the trailer for the new film, and he's got the fucking helmet.
Oh, and
I lost my mind. I was like, he's got the helmet! It's Cobra Commander!
I think I lost my shit more when they showed little clips of, like, the Rattler. Like, they showed a plane that looked like the Rattler.
You were excited about the vehicles.
They showed the whale coming up on the beach, and I was like, oh! They show that, well, of course, at the end of the first movie, they show the flag, and you're like, oh! So... But, the end of the first movie is where it became a G.I. Joe movie for me, because when they threw the flag out there, I'm like, it's the flag! It's
Yeah.
the flag,
And then, in the end of the movie, the one thing I thought was really well done with Rise of Cobra was how McCullen became Destro. I thought that was a real using the nanomites.
I hate the nanites. I hate everything about them. I hate them.
Really?
I hate them. It's stupid. It's like magic things that do whatever the plot needs you to do. They're super rust. No, they allow you to shape change. No, they turn your skin into metal. Yeah. No, they're mind control. No, they allow you to be impervious to venom and bane.
Okay, but
and of course you had to weaponize them, even though what they were doing was supposed to do.
Okay, but Dave, look at how
you're not going to convince me that I don't like.
No, I'm not trying to convince you about nanites. I'm just trying to convince you about Destro. Look at the end of the movie. His face is on fire.
It fits in terms of the movie, and like I said, if you divorce yourself from real American hero canon and say that this is this movie, in the course of the movie, it fits and it works really well. I agree, because it's like, now he's trapped in this living mask, and it's just like his ancestor, and I get that. What I'm saying is, I hate the fucking nanites.
Dave's trying to. I mean, the point Dave's making is that it was a cheap cop out of a plot point. I mean, it literally was a writer's. It was a writer's trick. It was just them going, we have to tie all this random shit together. Here's a cheap plot ploy. We're going to use this very, it was one of those things where you're watching it going, I know where this is going. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
All right, so that's gonna do it. Jason, why don't you give your spiel for Toy World Order?
Absolutely, you can.
CA.
You son of a bitch. Every time. Don't forget, I know where you live. You're not that far from Illinois. I'll come hunt your ass down.
You're too lazy to do it. Don't
Dude,
lie.
I will come there and I will destroy.
You're too busy playing with
I will destroy your puggles.
Yeah, my puggles would own your ponies, you stupid world's first brony.
That's right. Don't you forget it. Hashtag world's first brony. You can come check out ToyWorldOrder.com, where you can see every Tuesday you can listen to Married with a Collection, which is the podcast I do with my lovely, lovely redheaded wife, Mrs. Devall, where we speak on both of our behalfs about what it's like to be married to a collector of things, which is what I do. I'm not just a toy guy. I am a collector of many different things. And then on Thursdays, you can check out Dave and Devall's Toys and Collectibles every week, unless I've been, partially deceased from a weird disease. You can listen to Dave and I wax poetic about toys of the past, our ideas on toys of the future, and just basically a lot of random toy talk that sometimes melts off into other things. And you can also check out a lot more on ToyWorldOrder.com, such as shows that we're working on, shows that we've got going on, such as Flea Market Finds, which is their regular ongoing series, where I give you a look at some of the things I find at flea markets, toy sales, garage sales, antique stores, auctions, and so much more. So there's a lot going on at ToyWorldOrder.com, as well as the forum. Sign up. It's absolutely free. Come hang out with all of us. Dave and I might actually talk every once in a while.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here on ToyCast. So, as always, get in contact with us to leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on each and every one of our web posts. Send us email at feedback@geekcastradio.com. Leave us feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter. The shrine there is TFToycast. Mine is TFG and Mike. Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast or Radio Network. Call the voicemail line 502-526-5821. Be sure to tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. We hope you enjoyed this episode of ToyCast and wish you'll join us next time. For now, I am TFG and Mike with
Dave Draper
and Devall.
Dave, you want to do your famous line?
Well, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
That's
Toy
right.
Bar's closed. This is the Toy Bar. Damn it.
No.
ToyCast is closed, Pete.
Lace and a pretty face and a ponytail just a hanging down. A wiggle and a walk and a giggle and a talk makes the world go round, round, and nothing in the world like a big-eyed girl. Make me act so funny, make me spend my money, make me feel good, like a real goose. Oh, baby, that's what I like. It is not dignified to get this drunk.
You are in training.
I'm in training.
For stardom.
For stardom.
I don't care how liberated this world becomes. A man
I knew
will
I
always
was
be
in training
judged on
for
the amount of
something.
alcohol he can consume.
Always.
And a woman will be impressed whether she likes it or not. Now, come on.
I'm not gonna make it.
You are. A star never pukes or passes out in public.
No.
Ah!
Holy shit. Hey, are you okay? You alive?
However, falling downstairs is allowed.
What?